Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Backpack Trader Trading Room for Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not individual financial advice. Trade your charts, not mine. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right. This is our only session today, so we'll do away with that. Crude. This pink short trade was just before, 5 minutes before our start time. At 9 o'clock, it was right down here and never came back up. So that was a no trade. We pick up an add-on where we pull back into the 20. So that is at 57.19. That picks up target 1 for 16 ticks and 1 tick on the trailer at 18. So one and done there. Unleaded, same situation. We have an early trade back here. Market is open, so we're looking for trades on the YM and Micro Russell. Unleaded gets both targets 1 and target 2. Target 1 for 19, target 2 was 31. It's a small trade. And we trail down to 77.26 from 77.67, so 41 ticks on the trailer. That makes it 72 for target 1 and 60 for target. Yeah, 60 for target 1, 72 for target 2, and we will look at Micro NQ now. Wait 4 minutes after market open to start the Micro NQ because it can be pretty volatile right at the open. All right, now we have a short. Still too early to take. YM with a short. A couple of quick shorts there. That one's too fast. Long is, I would say, is at least avoidable, if not too fast. So we pick up this short. And it should be in that. That just hit money management. Big enough? Yeah, 26 ticks and target 1. And stopping out on the trailer. So the YM is 1 and done. Soybeans got in sync. Yeah, soybeans got in sync with the short trade. Plenty of time. So that is in process. Too far on the micro NQ. So we'll look for a new trade there. Pound Aussie got in this long right at, or I'm sorry, the short right at 830. 599. Stopped and reversed to long. Plotted entry is 611. 613 would be the entry, the adjusted entry. That puts it right at essentially the 50 EMA. So I went one more tick to 614 on that. Because of that, money management moved up, and we're actually still in this trade. We still have full risk on, but we're still in the trade. So we have 2 positions coming off at target 2. Which will be 14 ticks apiece, 14 pips apiece. But still haven't hit money management yet. Soybeans hits target 1. So that is money management. Stop at 32.5. Our entry was 32 3/4. Setting new session lows. Target 1 was worth 11 ticks. Target 2 has another 17 on offer. Got within 1 tick. If you trade for profit, do whatever you do with that. I would bring that position only stop to target 1 at 1030 flat. Need 1028 3/4 for target 2. All right, here is our first trade on the micro NQ. Long trade. That's right, we got to get to 28.5. I'm sorry. We're sitting at 29, 2 ticks above that. If we come down to 28 3/4 again and it sits there, I mark that one position out. And we did stop out for a full loss on the micro NQ. Target 2 achieved on Pound Aussie, so that will be a one and done session. Stop and reverse, actually. Well, no, let's see. We've got that's 2 trades. So we went from what? I said 599 to 614. It's 15 pips. 75 pip loss. That's 28 in hand on target 2. Target 3 is going to be another 20 pips. No, 21 pips. Excuse me. Nothing doing on the micro Russell. I am kind of going sideways right now. Soybeans lifted back to target 1, so if you set the target 2 stop to target 1, you're out of target 2, looking for target 3 now and the trailer. So YM is done. Soybeans is in its power quitting trade. Fruit is done. Unleaded is done. Micro NQ is flat, 1 trade in the books. Pound Aussie will be done. It's in its power quitting trade. 5 charts that are already, 5 of our 7 charts are already at power of quitting or in a power of quitting trade. Short on micro Russell. As we're on that one. And that one, no, that's not target. Target is down here. It isn't money management, though. Down 1 tick. 0. And we stopped out at break even. Bounced right off the session low that it had just previously set. So that's a break even for trade number 1. Short trade on the micro NQ. Definitely in the trade. This one's got a wick on it. Let's see how big the trade is. No, not quite big enough to bring the target down to target 1. So we'll still go to target 2. Money management at target 1. Interesting, YM trying to break out up. Micro Russell and Micro NQ both breaking down. Both Micro Russell and Micro NQ at session lows. Money management on the Micro NQ. The YM sitting at session open. Well, YM looks like it's testing 50 EMA. First actionable target on Micro NQ is target 2. That one, I believe, was 44 points. That's going to be somewhat bigger than our normal trades. Yeah, 44, 62 and a quarter, and 80 and a half. Targets 2, 3, and 4. And we go back to long. Right at the break-even stop, it looks like. So we don't get anything off of that. That's a break-even. We have one loss, one break-even on 2 trades. A break-even on the Micro Russell. Soybeans looking like it's finding resistance at the 50, keeping it below the 50, right around the session low. Session low is 28.75, 28 and 3/4. Target 2 is at 28 and a half. Yeah, YM set a new session high and now pulling back to test the 50 EMA again. And we take a second full loss on the Micro NQ and a new short setup. So we trigger into the short. That's not looking good. And that is a third full loss, a third loss on Micro NQ, that will end session. Soybean stop moves down to 32.25. Getting down to 28.75 again, sitting there. Micro NQ is done. YM gets another successful trade. We're not participating in that because we were done with the first. We got our goals on the first trade. All right, that downswing would have taken us out on the trailer on the pound Aussie. So that would be the last bar above. So balance line was 620.7. So that would make it 618. Did we get down to 618? Yeah. So we stopped out at 618. So we pick up another 4 pips times 3 positions, 12 pips. We pick up so we end up with 40 pips on that trade. We do need another trade, and we have a long set down 35. But just what we did with the stop and reverse basically got us that 40 tick result rather than just a break even. Triggering into the long on the pound Aussie. Crude pushing down back into the 56s. New session low at 56.57. Soybeans down through target 2, looking for target 3. Okay, I'm going to call that taking target 2 position off of target 1. So 22 pips, or 22 ticks. Both target 1 and target 2 positions coming off for 11 ticks each. $10 o'clock crude mini session coming up in a little over 6 minutes. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it's going to be a little longer than that. My data's running behind. Looks like. And Aussie continuing to try to push up. Soybeans session low down to 27 3/4. Michael Russell with only the one trade this morning. All right, second trade set up anyway on Micro Russell. Let's come down a tick, so 86.5. Oh, that triggered in. So we'll see where that goes. Micro Russell, Pound Aussie, and soybeans are active, 3 active charts. 2 of those, now let's see, 1 of those is in power quitting. It is a power quitting trade. One more tick for money management on Micro Russell. And there's money management on the Micro Russell. Soybean stock down to 1031 flat. I think I'd probably push that up to 1031 1/4. Maybe, yeah, get it around the 50. At least one tick around the 50. Oh, looks like we just missed target 3 on Micro Russell. Target 3 is 85.1, and we got to 85.3. Yeah, 2 ticks. And obviously we're at least at break even, and I believe, yeah, there's target 3 right now. That is win number 1 on trade number 2. We're in our 10 a.m. mini session for crude, looking for a new trade there. Pound Aussie's down 35 pips. 21 pips to target 1. That'll put us at 14. We just need 4 pips on the trailer. If we can get target 1 to get us positive. All right, according to data, we're just coming to the 10 a.m. session, so we're about 2 minutes behind on data. Just missing money management on the Pound Aussie. Long trade on the Micro Russell. Got a couple of ticks on the trailer. Short. And that's a loss. A break even, win, loss. 3 trades on the micro Russell. And we've moved up 2 ticks. 90.2. That trade is done. And I said we moved around to 200 or 50. 31 and a quarter. Crossover filter keeping us out of the stop and reverse at the moment on the pound Aussie. Trade is filtered. Four active charts at the moment. Micro Russell, 10 a.m. crude mini session, pound Aussie, and soybeans. Pound Aussie testing the 50 and 200. Soybeans would be stopping out, would have stopped out if not for the adjustment. Still short with the 1 tick adjustment. All right, crude stops out. Crossover filter keeping us out of the long there. there was the we could take this as a get in sync at 61. That wouldn't be a bad plan, and there we would be in it right now. That looks an awful lot like a reaction move, though. I'll leave that alone. All right, no change. Pound Aussie hasn't gone anywhere. Soybeans is still playing with the 50 EMA right now. And there is a stop out on the adjusted stop. So targets one, target one, target two. Yeah, 22 ticks. We've had two positions remaining, going from 32 3/4 to 31 1/4. That's 6 ticks times two positions, 12 ticks, or 3 points, 5.5, 8.5 points. Pound Aussie bouncing off the 200 EMA. Soybeans is done. Testing the 200 again on the Pound Aussie. Crude still flat. Micro Russell still flat. So 5 charts are done. Losing session, the micro NQ. Winning sessions on the YM, crude, unleaded, and soybeans. Crude 9 a.m. We're in the 10 a.m. crude session now, waiting for its first trade. Volume pushing the new session highs. And Micro Russell breaking through its 200 EMA. Pound Aussie looking like it's wanting to come down through the 200. Not a good sign. Stop at 614. Pound Aussie taking heat. How close did we get to money management of the Pound Aussie? That was really close. $661.5. And we got $661.4. Well, one tick from money management. Now we're flirting with the stop. It's kind of a tough reversal there. Crude still humming along. Just 62 cents of range on crude today. Session high to session low. And we just set the session low. No, I'm sorry, $1.42. It had been $1.20 before the last move down. Pound Aussie's still close to the stop, still in the long. All three market indices moving up strongly. Crude moving up strong. Got about 10 minutes to go. I'm going to have to head out. Close this down about 10:30. And 1 pip of the stop. And get down there. Two ticks keeping us in the long. Nothing new. And we stop out of the pound Aussie, so that's a tough one. That's a good big trade. Good size. Risk was 29 pips times 5. Ooh. 145 pips. So that puts us down 180 pips. See if we bounce off of 200 with the micro Russell. All three market indices pulling back slightly. All right. We're 5 minutes from my hard stop. No particularly likely trades on the horizon, and all three charts we're still looking at moving slowly. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. We will see everybody tomorrow, 9:30 regular session, 10:30 crude oil inventory session on Wednesdays. Everybody have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.